that's going to be running for office, the magistrates that we have so far. So there's 6 districts, right? So in Meade County, you got 6 districts. In each one of those 6 districts, you got a magistrate and you got a constable. And a constable has just as much power as a sheriff, okay? So it's an old position, but it's an elected position. So that's why I like it. A lot of times in the counties, you'll have either one dominant county police force. You have the sheriff's office, who has a bunch of deputies, or you have a county police force. And then that's it. With the constables, you know, there's always constables in every Kentucky fucking city and every district, but I don't know if they actually know their power and know what their responsibilities are, because they're a cop, which means they got power to arrest, they got the power to, you know, serve subpoenas and, you know, serve out fucking, you know, summonses and shit. So they have all the powers that a sheriff has, right? They have a power to lay hands on you, to arrest you, hold you down. They have fucking probable cause of shit happening. So that's important, because, you know, we have 6 constable districts here, and all of them are running unopposed. And actually, Constable District 3 isn't even listed, so nobody is going to be constable for District number 3. If you live in District number 3, you should just file for constable, and you would win. Now, you need like so much money to put up for a bond and some other shit. You know, essentially, if you are in District 3 and you put your name in for write-in candidate and you get 1 vote and there's no other vote, you're the constable. So that's something to pay attention. If you're in the civics, then you know that if you live in District 3, you can become constable. Magistrate. There's Thomas Goddard versus Chris Cottrell, Republican versus Democrat, right? So there's Magistrate District number 1, there's a race. Magistrate District number 2, the Republicans Mitch Short versus Donald Eli Dix Jr. Democrat. So Mitch Short is the Republican, Donald Eli Dix Jr. is the Democrat. Billy Spies is the Republican. Mark D. Hubbard is the Democrat. Magistrate District 4, Gerry P. Chapman is the Republican. Magistrate District 5, Steve Wardrip is the Republican. Magistrate District 6, Trey Webb is the Republican, and Randall Hardesty is the Democrat. So for the 6 magistrate districts, we have 4 of them are competitive races, with the Republican and the Democrat both competing against in each one of them. With the District 4 and 5, they're unopposed, just Republicans. So Gerry P. Chapman, Republican, for District 4 is in office. So we have 1 Republican for the legislators of the county. We got 2 Republicans for District 4 and District 5 who have Democratic constables. Jason L. Ford is going to be the constable for District 4, and then John H. Clemens Jr. is the constable for District 6. And those are, you know, those match up with these 2 districts, but they're the opposite parties. So I don't know how that'll actually work out. But in how the fiscal court work is, you have the judge executive, who is the signer of the bills, the executor, right? He's the one that is in charge of all the cops. And then you have the legislators who write the laws and deliberate and talk about the things. So the 6 people who deliberate, the judge executive's vote is a tiebreaker vote. So there's 6 people that's in office. You can get a split fiscal court. You can get 3 Republicans and you get 3 Democrats, and then that means whatever, you know, the judge executive wants to get passed will have to get, you know, have to go to somebody else. Will have to, you know, there'll be a split court. So they'll have to, I think, which actually be, I don't know, it could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on if they're good people or bad people, right? So what this would mean for the Democrat, let's say Randy L. Banks was a win, so automatically you've already got 2 Republicans out of 6 that's going to be on the court. So either the Democrats can sweep all the magistrates and then get all 4 of them, and then Randy L. Banks could be able to do whatever he wanted to do with, you know, assuming the Democrats are similarly ideologically, politically aligned with him, philosophically aligned with him, then he could do whatever he wanted to do. So, you know, if he could get the 4 Democrats, if Donald Dix and Mark Hubbard and Randall Hardesty and Chris Cottrell were to win, if these guys were to win, then we would have a better fucking system. We would actually have a system that, or at least we'd have a system with that would be helpful to Randy L. Banks, okay? We'll put it that way. So the system would be better for Randy L. Banks because then he could get the Democratic measures passed. But all it takes for the Republicans to get an even vote, right, with the magistrates is to win 1 of those elections. So if the Republicans win 1 of these elections, then automatically they have an even court. If the Republicans win at least 2 of these magistrate elections, they got the majority on fiscal court. And so even if Randy L. Banks was elected, then he might have a hard time getting any new policies passed through this fucking magistrate district court. So, you know, which would be unfortunate, and it would be sad. But that's how it is. The Constable District number 6 is pretty interesting. You got Ralph C. Daugherty versus James Chis, C-H-I-S. And that's Constable District number 6. They're both write-in candidates. So you have 1 month before the election to become a write-in candidate. So again, Meade County Constable District number 3. If you are in Meade County and you live in the Constable District or Magistrate District number 3, which would mean your magistrate is either Billy Spies or Mark D. Hubbard, if one of those are the incumbent. But those are the people that's running for the district. Those people who Billy Spies and Mark D. Hubbard are trying to get the votes, you all have no constable. There is no constable there. So if somebody just got the fucking balls to throw their name into a write-in candidate, they would become constable. They would be, you know, the legitimately elected constable for district number 4. If they, you know, in order to win a write-in vote, you can't just go in and write in the vote. You have to go in and you have to file a write-in form. So if you know, that's important to know too. So civics, okay? Civics 101, Kentucky Civics 101. If you want to win a write-in candidacy, you can't just say, I'm not going to fucking file shit and then go there and write your name in and then think that you won. I think you actually have a justification, maybe a court case to say that you did, but the law of Kentucky says that if you want to be considered a write-in candidate, a serious write-in candidate, you have to file your intent saying that you want to, file for a write-in candidate. So, and if you don't file for the write-in candidate, then you can't win. So you have, I think, up to 10 days before the election, actually, to become a write-in candidate, up to 10 days. At least a month. I say a month just to be, just in case. But I think you have 10 days before the election to file for a write-in candidate for any of these positions, for any one of these positions, okay? So, let's see, carrying on, we have a school board district 2 and 3, but that's it. So there are only 2 and 3 districts. We're school board district 1. So all these positions, every 4 years, all the positions in all Kentucky counties are put up for election. So this isn't just a big Mitch McConnell versus Allison Grimes election. This is a big political election year for everybody, okay? And the biggest thing, another thing I like, I guess, about politics is sort of that you know what a politician wants. They want to hold their position, hold their power, be, you know, respected in that seat of position, and they want to get paid, and they want to hold that position. So they want to get reelected, they want to continue to get paid, they want to continue to do their thing. So when you have no candidates, you know, school board district number 2, you have Steve Deselich and Joey Bruner. So they're running against each other, so that's a competitive race, and that's good for the school system because we need some good, you know, people talking about, you know, issues with the school. We need more civics, we need more history. There's a lot of things that, teaching money, teaching government, basically teaching how to get along with each other. There's a lot of things, just basic interpersonal and relationship skills. You know, they don't even teach you. So school board district number 3, you have Brian Michael Honecker. He's going to make it, right? So there's your fucking school board member, Brian Michael Honecker. Who's the other school board member for district number 1? We have no fucking idea. It's not even listed. So there's only going to be 2 people on the school board. These are the people that's hiring and firing all the teachers. So it's going to be Brian Michael Honecker. That's going to be the school board, right? He is running unopposed. And then you have the school board district 2, Steve Deselich, and then Joey Bruner. But nobody for District 1, and I don't even know if we have District 4, 5, or 6, or how many districts there actually are. The Brandenburg mayor, the very first page of this Meade County paper shows that the Brandenburg mayor was actually stepping down. So Ronnie Joyner and Harry S. Craycroft. So that's who's running right now, either Joyner versus Craycroft. Who's going to be the new mayor of Brandenburg? And Brandenburg, that's fucking German as shit. So Brandenburg City Council, you have, it's an at-large position. So I think out of, you know, 20 people could run for city council, then you vote for the top 5. Okay? There are top how many ever. How many of the city councils are actually allowed to have? Now the Muldrow City Council, holy shit. So Brandenburg versus Muldrow. Muldrow is a county of, what, 1,000 fucking people? So we got 1,000 people in Muldrow. And then Brandenburg is like the capital city of Meade County. Okay? And the city council race for Brandenburg, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people that's running for the city council. I don't know how many people are in the city council. You know, they could be, I've known them, they have 3 and the 6, you know what I mean? So there's 6 people at least running for city council in Brandenburg, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running for Muldrow City Council. So you got more candidates for Muldrow City Council than what you do for the Brandenburg City Council. So you got 11 people running for Muldrow City Council, and then you got 6 people running for Brandenburg. And the Muldrow mayor is, they're running against Robert Mattingly and Joseph E. Noon Sr. So those are the 2 people that's running for Muldrow mayor, Robert Mattingly and Joseph E. Noon Sr. So again, I don't know anything about them. For all these races, they don't even list the Republican or Democrat, so I know even less information about these candidates. It's sort of like the judges' races. With any of the judges' races, they have to be nonpartisan, meaning that you can't, they won't put the Democrat or Republican on the ballot, but you're allowed to say what you are, right? You're allowed to say the way that you believe in your ideology and how you're going to vote, because how else are we going to determine if you can vote? So automatically, with these nonpartisan elections, with the partisan elections, I automatically know that Democrats are the lesser of the 2 evils, okay? So if you're going to find any good people, it's going to come out of the Democrats. That's my personal opinion. You know, that's my personal opinion, and you know, take that with what you want, with what you will. But that's the way I feel about it. So because that is the way I feel about it, knowing what if they're Republican or Democrat, knowing their party affiliation, that gives me a better sort of indication of who they are going to be. But when you get these nonpartisan races, I have less information about who anybody in the mayors, the city councils, Muldrow or Brandenburg. I know nothing about any of them. And then you got 2 Cowans, who was Sheila and Russell, probably, you know, husband and wife, right? So I don't, you know, these all might be really good people. Art, James, Donald, Corey, Ralph, Leah. I don't know. I mean, do people know how to write laws? Are these people going to represent me? I don't know. I hope so. So then the Ekron mayor. So we got Ekron as the other city. Ekron, Muldrow, and Brandenburg. And Ekron, the mayor's already won. It's Gwen R. Eisen, or Gwynny, or Gwine. So Gwine, or Mr. or Mrs. Eisen. I can't even tell this man or woman, but that's the mayor. He's running. The Eisen is running unopposed, so Eisen is going to be the mayor for Ekron. And then the Ekron city commissioner, you have 4 candidates that's running: Robert Wilkins, Kevin J. Bogard, Joyce Michelon, and then Corey W. Trent. For the city council, I didn't name all the ones, but for Brandenburg City Council, you got Patricia Lusk, Margaret A. Love, Bruce Fackler, William H. Basham, Carol Nelson, Scotty Applegate. And then for the mayor, right, Mattingly versus Noon, Joyner versus Craig Croft in the Brandenburg mayor's race. In the Muldrow City Council, you got Charles M. Watts, Ralph Lee, Corey J. Drezel, Donald D. Basham, Art W. Kausler III, James R. Heverin, Yvonne Lee, Sheila R. Cowens, Russa Cowens, Curtis Kelly, and then Hope Hoke. So Mr. Hoke, or Mrs. Hoke, it's a weird name, Hope Hoke. I like Hope, but Hope Hoke is too much. Hope Hoke. Hey, Hope Hoke. It's almost like slow poke too. It rhymes like too much. It's Hope. Hope is a good name. So Hope, I hope you're a good person, and you represent Muldrow for years to come in the best way possible. So those are the candidates for the county race, okay? And so overall, the main thing I want to point out was sort of the unopposed races, right? So we have, you know, in the smallest fucking city, we got such a bursting of fucking politics. Lots of people sticking their names and their neck out to become fucking city council people, right? But then when you look at the county-wide races, you got, you know, Jessica Roberts is already the county attorney, so she's the unopposed. The coroner's unopposed, surveyor's unopposed, the magistrate, District 4, District 5 is unopposed. The property valuation administrator, that's Rebecca W. Richardson, Democrat, unopposed. Constable, District 1, District 2, District 4, District 5, all unopposed. Unopposed. So basically either, I don't know if they had any competition in the Democratic primary. If they did, then I can't say that they just got in there willy-nilly. If they had no competition, then that means that they were able to get in there. You know, if they were in there without any competitions, that means they've got in there without having to justify anything. They wrote out a form, they filled out an application, they paid their $50 filing fee, and now they got power over you. They didn't ask us, they didn't ask any of us, they just went to the, you know, the county clerk's office and they got the papers in order to file the information that they want to file, but that's it. That's what they did. So that's unfortunate, because I want a more vibrant. I want a renaissance. I want a cultural renaissance all throughout the state of Kentucky. Okay, I want so much for my homegrown state. But you got look at Cuba, look at England, look at all these, Japan, all these fucking island nations. They're able to take such tiny little bit of fucking land and resources and a little bit of people and make it fucking just blow it up, right? Just make it. Japan has like one of the biggest economies in the fucking world, and Kentucky is bigger than Cuba, bigger than Britain, bigger than, I don't know, bigger than Japan, but it's big enough, right? And we've got more people. We got 4 million people here, so we got more people than in Cuba, and I'm not sure how many people Britain have, but my point being, there's so much shit that's going on here in Kentucky. Kentucky has got the heart of America, okay? It's the heart of America. It's got plush greens. It's got, it's mountainous, and it's beautiful. It's got all these forests and lakes and streams, and you know, for people just be like, I'm a dumb redneck and I don't give a fuck about, yeah, fuck you. You're the reason why this fucking state is so backwards and stupid. This state could be a fucking beautiful wonderland. Instead of just having like a bunch of fucking assholes around here, we could actually have people that care about one another and try to get, you know, just, I was talking about the plush greens, and then I'll end it on this, but the biggest, best idea, I think, with Kentucky that we need, in Vermont, you have all these national forests. We got a lot of national forests here, and there's a lot of people going hiking and doing a lot of active fucking shit in Kentucky. So we have the ability to be a really fucking smart and, you know, a great fucking culturally in front of the curve type of state. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to be fucking great and to be grand. And that's what I want. I want to have a cultural renaissance. And one of the biggest ideas with our tourism, with our landscape and scenery, is to take care of our fucking, you know, our lakes and streams and our fucking woods and our mountains and shit. So that way people, you know, having greenways, yeah, I don't want to have collective farms. I'm not a communist, so I'm not for that type of shit. But I am for people having their own thing. And actually that's why I'm not a communist, because I want people to have their own land. But my point being is that we can have Kentucky be a great fucking place with all the tourists and all the people to come into Kentucky to look at our bluegrass. We can have a better way of life if we start taking care of our environment and our, you know, the areas that we're in, making sure when we have city planning to put public parks in these different spots to not pack people in like sardines, and actually start treating people right and start doing better than what we're actually doing. Germany is the most powerful and richest fucking nation in the fucking world. What they're doing is fucking tremendous, but essentially I think it's just ownership of property. You get somebody on a piece of ground, give them a fucking house, they got a incentive to go out and fucking hustle and work, and then, you know, once you got someone that's sort of set up and you got a foundation to be able to do shit. My 32 years of existence on this fucking planet, I've had so much shit just robbed from me, okay? People, I don't even want to fucking talk about people, the dumb fucking shit people say, but I've had so much shit robbed from me. And if I just had a fucking safe spot for my stuff, people say, just do a job. Motherfuckers, I've had jobs, I had plenty of fucking jobs. What I didn't have is people that actually gave a shit about me to where I wouldn't get my shit fucking stolen. So if you saying, oh, just get a job, you don't know shit about me, motherfucker. There's more than just fucking being a slave. Just be a slave and everything will work out. Go fuck yourself. That is not the fucking... that's total bullshit. So that's what I want for Kentucky. I think Kentucky could be so much better, so much greater, and I hope that we actually start talking about these ideas and, you know, start doing things a little bit differently than how the corruption. You know, we waste millions and billions of dollars on corruption. How much money would we save, not for putting more prisoners into the fucking prisoners, but if we stopped paying all these corrupt fucking politicians? We would save a shit ton of money, okay? But you get in the government, everybody spreads the fucking money around. It's fucking bullshit. Come on, Kentucky, we can do better.